and welcome to the Driving Show episode 31. I do these on Instagram Live, and they give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown, checking connection, and they completely changed the font and like what it looks like, so it kind of threw me off. I was like, wait, what is this? So yeah, we're in the right spot. You're in the right spot. I'm on my way to the gym, so let me ask you, have you worked out today? Have you been active, taking care of your health and what you're eating, how much you're sleeping, and how much you're exercising? I think those 3 things can really set you off in such a good path and direction in your daily life, but also there's so many cars now, also in your life to come. So however many weeks, months, years left you've got, and making sure that you can stay active, moving around. You're not confined to a wheelchair, a bed. But yesterday I did do the leg day, so a lot of the machines were pretty full, but as my friend Jordan would call it, the ghetto squat rack, so like the old-fashioned ones that are not nearly as nice or fancy, that's the one I did last time on my own. But there was a guy there, and then the other ghetto one next to it didn't have a pole, and I've seen other people confidently walk around and just take one of those poles from another machine, but I was like, I don't know how to do that, and I'm not brave enough to take that. So I walked over to the other side of the gym, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to start with something else for the legs. And then a guy on the fancier squat racks was just finishing, and it was empty in the middle, and I was still like, I don't know, I'm scared because I've never used that squat rack before. Oh, I'm going too slow for this fellow. Just speed around me. Anyways, I decided I was going to do it because the guy to the left of me, he was doing squats on his rack, because typically I usually only see people do deadlifts over there. So I was like, are you allowed to do, stupid newbie questions when, as I mentioned, when you're new to things, you're a bit more nervous and like, I don't want to step on toes, I don't want to be looking like a fool. But I made it over there, I did it, and I can't necessarily say it's fun, but it's very satisfying because it's very hard. I'm like praying the whole time, Lord, give me strength to come back up each time, because it is difficult, and I'm always still kind of just afraid because I'm doing it on my own. So I'm afraid I'm gonna drop the pole, fall backward, combination of dropping and falling and getting injured and then looking like a fool in front of everyone, which is I don't know why the lighting is just so bad. I apologize for that. I'm like 25 minutes later than I usually am for this show, and it just screws everything up. So, man. But not really anyone is watching you, I would say. But it is nice because it feels like this is a harder element to do, and you have to be like brave and like, ooh, look at them. They know what they're doing, or I don't know, not even that they're strong, but like, I think just brave. So I get that feeling too, and that's part of the satisfied feeling when you finish and you're like, I did it. I'm not limited to just machines. I can lift heavy weights on my own with no support except the body God gave me. So I'm very sore though because of that today. So I think I'll do a push day, I guess. I don't know. I don't really want to go to the gym, but I am. And for the business though, so yesterday I was talking about the app. We have that going. I added a new feature to it so it's weird because I added to the website, and then the app, as I mentioned, is just kind of like a mobile extension of that. So it's like a mobile site, but it's not using Safari, so it is its own app per se. But if I want to add something to the app, I add it to the main website, and then it shows up there. So for marketing purposes and to sound much cooler than it probably is, I will be saying I added this feature to the app. Because it sounds so cool to say you have an app and that you're adding things to your app. So the hope though would be that people would get that, and then I'll have certain elements and areas of it that are updated which is what I guess apps would do, and having new things come up that you want to click around and figure out like, ooh, what's new? So the thing I added though was a featured tab, and that is just for the business that we're featuring that week. So this week we're featuring Nautically Northern. A lot of what they do is like handmade jewelry items, and the episode comes out tomorrow, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. But you can actually go to our website, or if you're a subscribed member, download the app via the reel we shared yesterday onto your mobile device, and then it'll be in the little top right corner, kind of where that you would call that like the hamburger section is, but you can click featured, you'll see their logo, and then I've got the Spotify interview episode links, their website, and then Instagram and Facebook as well. And the cool thing with Spotify for podcasters, that's the platform I use for the podcasting. Oh my goodness. Cars are crazy, you guys. Let's just pray I can get there without getting in an accident. People are a little bit unhinged today on a Tuesday. But I forgot what I was saying. The featured section though, but Spotify for podcasters. There we go. That's how I upload the episodes, and they distribute it to Spotify and Apple are the only two places I have it going now. Really, I just need you to listen on Spotify because that's how they reward you, which I'm nowhere near getting any sort of monetization based on their standards, but they're who I use. And the cool thing is, a new element they added in is they will give you the link of where the episode will be published, which is amazing because I schedule ahead the posts for these featured weeks, and I would always just leave like, listen here, blank, and then if I would forget to update that, it just looks so dumb, like, oh, they didn't put the link. So now I have the link both for myself and my scheduling, and I also send it to the featured owners. So that way, if they want to schedule posts, I haven't seen anyone do it. So it's one of those, in theory, it's really nice because I send them a media folder with all the media that I'm using and sharing on our business account, as well as the episode, so they can schedule it all out. And that's the hope, is that as we keep going and as I keep learning with the podcast, that we'll get people that are actively engaged wanting to use all that I'm sending them. But within that, what I have learned, and it's not too late because I still have like I'm down to the last 3 or 4 featured people that I interviewed back in February and March. But a common thing I noticed that I'll share with you is a lot of the recent folks were not resharing their episodes. They're like resharing as in I tag them and literally everything. So all you have to do is click a button that says reshare it to your story. So to me, that's like the easiest, lowest entry thing you can do. And kind of like you need to do that. Like, yeah, it's nice if one account can do all the heavy lifting, but really the more people that post and reshare, the greater your reach and audience can be for both accounts. So that is something that was a little bit disappointing. And then I also, it's encouraged that you share it yourself. Like, you don't just have to reshare, you can make your own content. I send them, and I had been sending them a folder with different templates they could use where you just add in your logo, you can make your own, here's my logo, so you can do it with it whatever you want. And one person did take me up on that, and that's actually really cool to see. I'm like, oh good, one person out of these last few weeks has actually used them. But or maybe two, okay, I don't know, but basically very low amount. And so part of looking at that, I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm not sending them enough information. It's one of those, am I not being clear enough? Are there not instructions? Do they not know this is an expectation that's supposed to be there? So that's all things in leadership and management that, if something's not working, it's probably because of you. And it's like, hard pill to swallow, but also helpful, because what I ended up doing was setting up an automation in Beehive, and it's a manually triggered one. So most of the automations that you have for your business, you want someone to sign up and give their email, and then it takes care of itself. But I set it up so that I send a Monday email, wait 2 days to get to Wednesday email, and Friday email. And the Monday one is, hey, congrats, this is your featured week. Because I feel like sometimes people forget like they're being featured until they start seeing their account blowing up. But that's like to let them know. I give them the media folder as well as the episode link so that they can schedule ahead. And I've even thought about if I get back into the interviewing, which I'll have an update on Thursday or Friday about that for you, what we're going to do next. But maybe I should do it like the Friday before so that they can keep it in mind and be thinking over the weekend about what they want to do for it. But those 3 emails, Wednesday is, yay, it's live, here's the link, here's what you can do. Kind of like telling them, you know, you need to share it a bunch. It takes a long time for people to listen. Even your friends and family, it can still take weeks for them to finally get around to listening. So you really do need to share. Even like the famous accounts, you know, if you're being interviewed on them, just because you're on it doesn't mean people are actually going to listen to it. So you really have to push. And then Friday is a thanks so much for being featured with us. And I do edit them and personalize it when I'm setting it up for that featured week, so when I'm getting all their socials together. So it's not just a robot talking to them, but that's something that I've implemented and added in. And then I also asked for them to give a testimonial because that's really important for me. So far, no one has done that. So I'm hoping that eventually we'll get people that are more engaged that can follow through. But that was kind of my first test. And I think so far, even if it doesn't help them be super engaged yet, it is nice and thoughtful to kind of build up the hype and excitement, because for a lot of people, it is a very exciting time to be featured and have a whole week being featured. So I want to make sure that I am there for them in that, and then kind of helping them out through that as well. So learning a lot as I go, but definitely if you're an aspiring or current business owner looking to start, build, and promote your business, you should sign up, subscribe, get the app, all of that good stuff. Today we sent an email on basically what do you do when you want to quit your business. So maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow, but you can find that on our website. You don't even have to be subscribed. You can read it before you jump on in. But I encourage you to do that, and I'm going to go and work out. So encourage you there too. Get out, get moving, get active, and get healthy. And yeah, have a fun time while you're at it.